Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Average Uninformed. Birds of Prey is coming out next week, so this week we are checking out Suicide Squad. Anyways, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy.
See, because if I knew her, I'd be able to tell you.
Yeah, you don't know her. How are you, Josh? How's your week been?
My week. Nothing happened, Victor. I didn't do anything. All right.
No, you didn't celebrate Chinese New Year's? How dare you?
What?
How dare you?
No, I didn't have any moon cakes or. That's all I know about Chinese New Year.
Yeah, I forgot about those. My dad took me to the Mandarin because that's like the most easy. Everyone loves the Mandarin. Like everyone loves this restaurant.
To me, that's just like, hey, it's 4th of July. Let's go to McDonald's.
Okay, wow, that's an insult to everyone who loves the Mandarin. But yes, you're kind of correct.
I love the Mandarin. Okay, so it's
more like Denny's. Like Denny's. Swiss Chalet? Denny's? No.
I was going to say Applebee's, but yeah.
Nice. They don't have Swiss Chalet down there, do they?
Down where?
U.S., where the 4th of July is normally celebrated.
Good point. I was like, why does it have to be specific to that? But I already made it specific.
I mean, unless you do here in Canada, that's totally fine. Sometimes when Canada comes by, I'm like, do we celebrate it ahead of them just to kind of like spite them?
No, that was the day we became a country.
Did it? Is it though?
Yes.
Is it?
1876. 67, excuse me.
Yeah, the year doesn't matter, Josh.
It kind of does.
It doesn't.
Because it's an anniversary.
Yeah, I don't think that's how dates work.
Also, we celebrate Independence Day because on Independence Day, we took back this planet from aliens. So I remember President Bill Pullman made that speech and said that from now on, it wouldn't be just an American holiday. It would be a holiday for all nations under God.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, you had all the world together with you until the last part. Wait, he's not the pilot, is he? Who's the guy that flew right into the spaceship's butthole?
Randy Quaid. He was the drunk, the drunk crop duster.
Mm-hmm. That got probed, right?
Yes, he was abducted at one point in his life. We're talking about the movie Independence Day, if that's not clear.
Wow, how embarrassing. They got
How embarrassing
to have that one dude that you probed a couple of years ago come back and anally probe your ship.
Wow. Yeah, I guess I never really put that together, but that's poetic justice right there.
Lesson here, stop probing people.
Yeah.
We buy the joke for decades to come in the galaxy. Anyways, want to hear something interesting happening in my life right now?
Sure. You started wearing cologne.
No, that wasn't it, but
I mean, that's interesting.
Is it?
No, it's not.
If anything, I'm wearing not cheap cologne.
Yeah. Why is that?
Shoppers has a deal on, so I was like, I'll check it out.
Buy it from Shoppers Drug Mart.
Yep.
Nice.
You know, because all those PC Optimum points I got laying around just collecting dust.
Yeah.
And I don't need groceries. Who buys that?
At Shoppers? No.
I mean, you can.
Not the good stuff.
True. I don't
think they have bread or produce.
They do. They have the bread. They also have those PC brand cookies.
Huh.
Also, I apologize if this is very aggressive. I didn't intend.
It's not.
Good.
No, I just thought I'd tease you a little bit.
Appreciate it.
But anyway, that's a nice cologne you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Did you actually roll around in dung or just dab a little behind each ear?
I rub it on a piece of roadkill.
Oh.
And then I just lather that on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until the fur's gone, it's not done.
Yeah. Certainly smells like it.
But anyways, aside from that, this is much more exciting. I think I have an angry fan. Someone has been making Instagram accounts and posting very crude things, although very politely. They do say the word please on my Instagram pages, both my professional and my personal account.
Okay.
Most of them are related to the coronavirus.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's not, this is targeted at you.
Oh, yeah, specifically me.
Because you're Chinese.
Exactly. I mean, you know what's good, though? I was impressed by the fact that they started this on Chinese New Year's.
Wow.
I know. I was like, "Ooh, wow, did you plan this?" And like, I don't believe I've angered anyone in the past to this extent where you will make a new account every day just to post on my page. Because I don't delete any of these posts or anything. I don't block him. I don't report him.
Yeah.
I think Instagram just filters out his posts and like pinpoints those. Because like he left like 7 comments across 7 images.
I mean, it would be odd if you were the only Chinese person he was posting on. So I imagine there's other accounts who are complaining about him, so they get rid of his account.
Actually, that's where the twisty part comes in. So on Instagram, you can change your username as many times as you like, as much as you like, to whatever you like. But they changed their name to someone I went to school with.
Okay. Like college or high school? Okay.
College. That person I have not spoke to in a very long time, and that person's name does not come up ever. So it's very interesting because that closes the circle a bit. I had a list of suspects, but then as soon as he like did that, I was like, okay.
You assume it's a male?
Yeah.
That's true. Women aren't racist, right?
The comments he's leaving is like child's play. Like I'm actually responding because I find these hilarious. They're very like. Do
you have an example that you can share, or is it like full of speech that we should maybe not?
No, I can share. Here, let me pull one up. So one of them was, "Please go back to China and quarantine yourself." See that? Like he said, "Please."
He's Canadian then.
Mm-hmm. That narrows it down to about. Well, I even want to guess at the population of Canada. That's how
we're around 30 million, right? I gotta double check that, make sure that's right.
Like he commented on a bunch of photos, and like this guy's creative. I had an illustration of a guy running with a luggage, but like clothes are flying out of it. That's all you need to know about the illustration. And he said, "Pack your bags. It's time to go. Catch your flight."
I wonder if this isn't actually an angry fan and this is an angry friend. Maybe a friend who found out that you left a lawn ornament in his house. I'm just saying. It's targeted. He went after one of your friends. Just saying. Because none of them are like really mean other than the go back to China. There's no real hate speech in there other than
that's kind of, I gathered that too, because I was like, okay, this guy is clearly new to this because none of these affect me in any way. In fact, it's a failed attempt at bullying.
Yeah. That's why I think it's one of your friends.
My friends are better than this.
I don't know.
Sorry, my friends are better at this than this guy. Let's see. Yeah, go back to China. Go back to China. Please go back to China. Please go back to China. No one wants you here.
I mean, that's not true. I'm sure someone wants you here.
I mean,
yeah, that is interesting though. Like that racism that has cropped up since the coronavirus has come out, because there's only been 3 cases in Canada.
Yeah.
I think
I thought it was just 2, but yeah,
there's 1 in BC now, and then there's 2 in Toronto.
Wow, good job with the quarantine there.
My impression too was that the 2 people in Toronto were white. I could be wrong.
I thought it was. I thought they were
white. So anyway,
so clearly this virus is not prefer one race. They are quite multicultural, you could say.
Yeah. I read a post though. Someone in Toronto, there was like this old lady in line at the dollar store, and he was standing behind her in line, and she kind of kept like cowering and like covering her face with her coat and stuff like that. And he was just kind of like looking at her like, "What are you doing?" And she finally just said, "Go back to China."
Oh, I would have coughed on her immediately.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry. I'm just petty.
Yeah. Understandable.
But also hilarious.
I just don't understand. I guess if you try to put logic to racism, then it doesn't work. But I just like don't understand. Of course, the one Asian person behind you is from China and they came back with the virus. Imagine if she got it though.
How embarrassing.
She Be like, I knew it. I knew it. How does he even know that you're Chinese?
He found my personal account. There's a pretty solid photo of me looking pretty Asian on there.
I was going to make some stereotypical guess of what it would be. Not going to do that.
And like the vocabulary is very good. Like it's all grammatically correct. There's no spelling errors. For a troll, that's not usually, I think, but there's periods, there's punctuation, there's commas.
Yeah. I mean, how I would type.
Yeah. As someone who's like well-read would type. And like, the insults are so weak. So it's like, obviously they're new to this thing. Didn't grow up in a shitty town like I did.
What if I told you it was me?
I'd be impressed.
That was me.
I'd be like, really? You're going through all that? Like, I guess if you have time, because you post consistently at like noon. So
I don't. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. I hope it works out for him and for both of us, I guess.
Cool.
Anyways, let's get into actual news.
Sure. Victor, there's more Transformers movies coming.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Are they like branching off from the Bumblebee movie?
I don't know about that, but I believe they are reboots to the series. So there's 2 that are coming.
Wow. That's a commitment.
And so the rumor is that one of them is just like a straight up like Transformers, and the other one is a Beast Wars one.
Wait, when you say Transformers, does that mean like no people or like very minimal people?
I don't know. Probably more like Bumblebee.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm very excited. When's this coming out?
I don't know.
Dang it, Josh, why?
I'm just here to direct the conversation. I don't have information.
But you do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm legitimately excited for that. If it's anything like Bumblebee, if not, I just like, yes, it was more focused on the Transformers than they were previously. I like the designs, the G1 designs. It's awesome.
G1, what a nerd.
Shut up, Josh.
Okay. That's all you got to say, Victor? Fine, we'll move on.
Oh, okay.
The Batman started filming this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's unexpected. I thought I had a few more months out. Neat.
Yep. So they did an official press release for it and said, hey, we're filming now. They announced the cast, the people that we thought were playing people. Mm-hmm. Those were all correct. The only one that was not what people thought it was Peter Sarsgaard. Mm-hmm. By the way, coronavirus, we're going to need a Sarsgaard.
I actually don't know what Sarsgaard. Oh, wait.
Like a guard?
Yep.
To prevent SARS.
Gotcha. Yep. It clicked in after I asked.
Nailed it. Joke landed. Anyway, Peter Sarsgaard is playing a character called Gil Coulson.
That's a pretty wicked name, actually.
Gil Coulson. Does that sound familiar at all to you?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No, I'm not great with names either. Also, I don't read a lot of Batman, so.
How about a character named Phil Coulson?
Dang it. So they're related?
Because it's not a character from the comics, to my knowledge.
Okay. I thought that's what you're asking.
Why? It's like 3 letters off.
Listen, Josh. Sometimes when people write, they don't always think about the outside world. There's people like me who, heard that name for the first time, didn't recognize it. And once you set a name down, it's set in stone and you can't change it. That's probably what happened. Yeah. They probably realized too late.
If only there was a way that there should be a tool on like script programs or like Word documents. It's like you'd be able to like find a certain word and replace it with something else. So if you make an error all throughout your script, you could just find and replace those words.
All right, future man, and your weird script programs.
I'm just saying. It's weird. Anyway, I'm excited for the Batman. And he's playing the district attorney. So it is.
So they're getting rid of Two-Face before Two-Face?
No, I mean.
Or is Two-Face already in there? Before or after Two-Face?
Well, to my knowledge, there's only one district attorney. There's assistant district attorneys.
Assistant to the district attorney.
No, right.
Come on, Josh.
And so maybe he's the head one. Maybe there's a Harvey Dent there. Or maybe there's not. It's also, they said, what's his name? James Gordon is a GCPD officer. That's what they listed him as. So he's not the commissioner yet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So this guy's probably before Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Nice.
So maybe it's like year one type.
Honestly,
movie.
if they did a year one, they already did year one with Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they did a year one, like all not shot for shot to the comics, but like stuck very close to that, I would be very happy.
Yeah. The rumor is they're going to do the Long Halloween, but I don't know. The weird thing is though, the four villains that they have in this movie are Catwoman, Riddler, Penguin, all villains we've seen before.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind that.
Oh, and Carmine Falcone, who is also in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
So all four we've seen before.
I don't mind that. I like they were picked first for a reason, you know? And like, you know, I like the way Sony's kind of like staying away from past villains that they've done in previous iterations of the character.
Of Spider-Man, you mean?
Yeah. You know, like, cause that way you don't get to rehash Goblin or like Dr. Octopus. Like he has plenty of other like villains. So like, I'm glad they've swapped around, but like for Batman, I'm okay with them reusing villains because it's been so long.
I guess it has been like 30 years since we've seen Penguin.
And also, I don't know.
And Riddler.
I feel like they've evolved enough throughout the comics that like they're different enough now compared to when they first appeared on screen that it'll be different enough.
Yeah, and it's also I guess more so with Penguin than Riddler, but they have like a very specific take.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Penguin is like a bird man.
Yes.
The Riddler is very 90s Jim Carrey, right? So yeah, if you played him less over the top, I guess, yeah.
Who's playing is it super bad guy that's playing Riddler?
Not super bad. It's Paul Dano. Is in There Will Be Blood.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Anyway, production started, so that's cool.
That's very cool.
I'm excited. There's very little we know about this movie, and I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
I like
I'm
that
very
they're
excited
keeping
for
it
this.
Close to the chest.
I'm more excited about this than any Marvel movie right now.
Okay. Victor, are you a fan of Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Josh. Not an idiot.
Okay. Lethal Weapon 5 may be coming with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson returning and director Richard Donner.
Oh, they're using the same guys? Whatever. I'm fine with that. I don't know. I don't know why. Normally I would be excited about like old actors returning to their original roles, but I was actually a little more excited for someone else to pick up the mantle.
Like do Butters and his new partner?
I don't know who that is.
Chris Rock's character in Lethal Weapon 4?
Wow, it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Okay.
Forgot about them.
Sergeant Butters. Anyway.
Terrible name.
I'm kind of not excited about it. I need to know more of like what they're doing with it. Cause Danny Glover's like, he no longer looks like
Danny Glover from the Lethal Weapon series.
Well, I just mean, he's clearly like almost 90.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess he was pretty old. Really? No.
And I don't know. Cause I know he was playing older in the movies. Mm-hmm. So I think in the first one, he was retiring at 60.
Yeah.
And he was like, the actor was like 45.
He is 73.
73. Okay. So now he's really too old for this shit. And Mel Gibson, I could still buy him being like the Clint Eastwood, like old enforcer type character. Yeah. But Danny Glover, like he's elderly. Old.
Yeah.
He's getting close to like coot status, you know, like geezer. No? Geezer status?
No, I get it. Okay. The first one I didn't get.
Old coot.
You ever heard that? Okay.
You ever heard that?
I heard COOH, like coo.
Coo.
I don't know how that's
actually really spelled COUP.
Coop?
No, it's coup.
Coop.
Coup d'etat.
Yeah, I don't speak German.
It's French, but okay. So yeah, I'm not, I'll have to see, but it's cool that Richard Donner's coming back. I can't remember the last movie he directed. So
yeah, I wouldn't even have that knowledge. So don't look at me.
Well, he directed all 4 of those movies and the Superman movie.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Impressive. Cool.
Very cool.
Cool. Victor, are you familiar with Willow?
The character from Buffy?
No.
The tree?
No, the old Ron Howard film with, what's his face? The guy who played Wicket in Star Wars?
100%
Warwick Davis. That's his name. It's an old fantasy film. Val Kilmer played Mad Mardigan, greatest swordsman who ever lived.
Yeah, 100% no. I mean, I've seen gifs from it on like the internet, but definitely no. Have not seen the movie.
It's very Lord of the Rings-esque.
Makes sense.
Basically, Warwick Davis comes from the species of little people called Pecks, and he finds a human baby. Sorry, not a human, a Daikini baby, and named Laura Dannon, and she's destined to grow up and
butcher them all?
No, destroy the evil queen who is in charge of the land.
That's a much better version than mine.
Yeah, and so Warwick Davis goes on a quest to get her somewhere, keep her away from the clutches of the queen. And along the way, he finds Mad Mardigan, a disgraced knight. Is he? This is not ringing a bell.
No,
never. This was a gap in your film.
Oh, I was saying like 100% from the beginning of this. I know I have not seen this movie.
Okay. Anyway, realize I haven't shared the news yet. Apparently, a Disney Plus show is coming. That will be a sequel to it. And
you have my curiosity.
Yeah. Anyway, Willow is a great movie. You should definitely watch it sometime.
When did it come out?
Late 80s.
I'm sold. Let's do it.
George Lucas produced it.
Yeah, I don't even care. You got me at 80s.
All right. Val Kilmer's in it.
Val Kilmer, awesome.
80s? One of my favorite Val Kilmer roles. Now that I'm thinking about it, like I'm trying to think of a movie that Val Kilmer was in that I was like, The Saint's not great, but I kind of love it. Heat. Batman Forever, low key, one of my favorite Batmans. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang,
definitely my favorite.
Top Gun.
Yeah. Yo, I forgot about Top Gun. Sorry, his role in Top Gun, not the movie. I completely remember the movie.
Man, he's been in some good stuff. Oh, he was in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. That wasn't very good.
Yeah, but that wasn't his choice.
He was in it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't count. That's like you stopping by an airport in like Michigan. It's like, oh yeah, I've been there. I've been to Michigan. I know the state. Doesn't count.
It totally counts.
It does not count. Yeah, I've done a lot of traveling. Yeah, I've been to all these other countries. Just the airport, but it counts.
Been to the gift shop. That counts.
Yeah, that's what makes it official.
Anyway, Val Kilmer. I don't know if he would return. He's had some health issues.
He didn't look too good last time we looked him up.
Apparently he's in Top Gun though. Top Gun Maverick.
Huh. He's getting back into tip-top shape.
Do you think he's sore? Do you think he needs some ice, man? I'll see myself out.
Yeah, get out of your house.
Okay. That's it for news, Victor. Did you want to talk about Star Trek Picard?
I do.
That debuted this week.
How convenient that we found out that's on Crave because I actually have access to that. So the process of finding that show isn't going to be an issue.
I hope it's like every week because it's supposed to debut on Thursdays and it only has 1 episode up right now. So maybe it's a week
today should be second. Oh, I see.
Yeah. But anyway, Star Trek Picard, first episode. I'm
more curious what you think because you are more of a Star Trek fan than I am.
I'd say that's true.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
The character of Picard himself was very consistent with what has been presented before. As far as like he wasn't the action hero Picard that showed up in the movies. Mm-hmm. He was a little bit closer to the TNG one. I wouldn't say it's like this Pitch Perfect or anything like that, but he's pretty close. I really liked that scene with the reporter that came to his house. Like I liked.
Yeah, that was really nice. I like that scene.
I mean, as we talked about off mic, like the Red Letter Media crew pointed out some flaws with that scene.
Oh, I didn't get that far into it.
They call it the Fox News interview. Yeah, I would agree. Like that her character didn't feel consistent with Trek, and just like the gotcha interview. Mm-hmm. But I really dug Picard in that scene. Like, even though the scene itself wasn't terribly consistent, he was consistent through it. I really loved the line where she said, like, so you had Starfleet waste all this time for a bunch of Romulan lives. And he's like, no, lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dug that.
What do you think about the direction they're going with this?
I was happy that it's connected to Data and not straight up just the Borg. Although it looks like that's where they're headed.
Yeah. By the way, spoilers, you haven't seen the show.
It's the first episode. Like,
and everything you've talked about, for the most part, is not really a spoiler, or they've shown in the trailers.
Well, the Data stuff is. But anyway, I
thought they showed the Borg.
Not the connection to it. But anyway.
Fair.
So yeah, I guess spoilers. First episode of Star Trek Picard. I liked that Data is connected to the plot and wasn't, because like he showed up in the trailers, as you just said.
Yeah.
I like that it wasn't just, hey, we got Brett Spiner back, come watch our show. Like it was, there's a reason he was there. Like it's weird that Picard is so attached to Data, because my recollection is he wasn't very close with really anyone from his crew. Like he was good at distancing. I can't say it.
Distancing.
Thank you. Himself from the crew. And it wasn't until like the very last episode that he actually came and played a game of poker with him. Right. So,
but that could just be like, I don't know, like a proper etiquette of like a someone who's helming a ship full of crew. You don't want to pick favorites either, right?
I guess not. But I'm just like, what I mean is he finds out this girl there's a very real possibility that she is Data's daughter. And he's just like, I'm going to protect you for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, that seemed a little odd, but I don't know.
To be fair, he's not offering a long-term protection.
I don't know. It's the 24th century, 25th century.
Yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
He could live to 120. You don't know that.
Yeah, but he ain't doing much. What, first sign of danger, he throws himself in front of like a punch and gets destroyed.
It's true. And he was just on that farm waiting to die, as he said.
Yeah. Very sad moment, but it was also kind of cool. It's very Picard, very badass.
What'd you think of the Romulan stuff?
Like his helpers?
Yeah.
I honestly, I didn't really notice they were Romulans until a couple of scenes in.
Yeah. Well, the thing that, because there is a subtle difference in physicality between Romulans and Vulcans, but because the last we left Star Trek, they weren't allies, but the Romulans and the Federation were still on the outs. My first thought was not they would be Romulans, and then as the one guy kept showing so much emotion, I was like, he's either a bad actor or he's a Romulan.
Wow, like I haven't really watched as much Star Trek as you, so like every time I see them, I always recognize them based on their outfit, which is very like shiny 90s big shoulder pads kind of thing.
Right. The gray.
Yeah, the gray and the purple, I think.
Some
purple
like
in
a
there.
desaturated purple.
Yeah. I didn't really have that much knowledge of the history. I just remember that there were a bit of tension between the Federation and the Romulans. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind that. I liked how varied the species were amongst the show. I like that humans weren't the primary focus, even though they are on Earth.
Yeah.
Just something about the show. Like a lot of my friends didn't like this, or they thought that was just something about it just felt weird. And I think part of that is that your main character is very physically incapable.
So?
And like you're used to like your main characters being like the center of everything and being very like capable and being able to handle himself or a situation. But like the first bit of danger he's in, they're running up a set of stairs and he's holding Dodge back because he's old and she is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think they got Picard very well, and like go back to that point where like that he's so committed to Data that he's willing to like protect this lady. I don't know. Like, yeah, you know what? Maybe that is kind of out of character or like incorrect, but there's been so much time that's passed between when Picard left us in TNG and until we've seen him now. that like, I'm okay with, you know, there have been some developments, like maybe he was close with his crew, but like, because, you know, his role as a captain or admiral didn't allow him to be as close as he would like. But also he's out of the, you know, you're retired and like, you know, you fantasize about the good old days. Right. And maybe he's just like, oh, I miss my crew.
Perhaps.
And also Data, I think he said like when he left Starfleet to go help evacuate Romulus.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think Data and his crew was there to help him.
No, Data would have been dead by then.
Oh yeah. Data sacrificed himself or something like that.
So, yeah. The end of Nemesis.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
You remember that?
No.
I liked that they had the little B4 reference, which was the other stupid Data robot in Nemesis.
Oh, when they opened that drawer, like he looked horrifying.
Yeah.
The head, like you can tell it's a prosthetic. It's not a real head, obviously. But like it just looked fake.
Are you sure, Victor?
It just looked so fake, but like the fake in the sense that like it's still trying to replicate the actor, but like done poorly. It's like, it just looks creepy.
Did you notice how many producers were on this show?
No, I didn't.
Next time when you watch the next episode, count how many producers are in the credits.
Interesting.
There's like 3 cast members and then there's like 25 cards of producers. I didn't count them. I'm going to count them this next episode. It's ridiculous.
I wonder if that's part of the reason, or if not the only reason, that like the show is so beautifully shot because they have the budget for it.
Oh, I just think that it's not so much the budget. I mean, yes, they are throwing lots of money at this, but like, I think it's gotten a lot easier to make beautiful film than it was back in TNG days.
But like you compare the shots from this show to, let's say, Arrow. Or I can't pick another show right now.
Sure.
But like The Mandalorian and Picard stands out for me in those categories.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they must have some good DPs working on it, but I don't know. It becomes a question of like, if you're comparing it to say Arrow, that's not where they're spending their money, right? Like they're spending their money on costumes and stunts, and they have so much stuff going on every week that they only have so much money. And again, that's different too, because they have like a 22 episode season and they have to allocate so much money per each episode. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation.
It's like, something that's direct to TV versus something that's probably been, no, I don't know. It's because it's still episodic, but I guess they're not shooting as the episodes are coming out.
Yeah. True. Yeah. It's a mini series, right? Technically with seasons. Yeah, overall though, I liked it. I'm ready to see more of it.
Did they say how many episodes are going to be in this?
No, but I imagine it's like 6 or 8.
Cool. Yeah, I'd be happy with that number. Even 6. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's one of those shows that like I like Picard as a character, but I feel like I can only see so much of him at this point. Because he's past his like prime, and this is like the bonus chapter of like what happened to Picard after he retired, and I don't really want like 30 episodes exploring that.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I'm definitely excited to see more, but just with the teaser they did at the end and the Borg cube that they showed right at the end, I was kind of like, oh no. So I'm kind of tired of them continually going back to the Borg. I feel like a lot has been done with them, and a lot of good stuff has been done with them, and some bad stuff too. But it's been played out, is my opinion.
I don't know. I can agree. Like I said, I don't know a lot about Star Trek. Every time I watch Star Trek, it's like it's always in the background. So like I pay attention when I can, but like I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of stuff with the Borg, but I'm willing to give them the chance. I like what they're doing with it now. Like I have no idea what they're doing. The only thing you've seen about it is just like there's a Borg ship. That's it.
Which is almost too much.
So I don't know. Unless we go like 3 episodes in, and it's like, yep, this is exactly it. I'm all for them using the Borg, because the Borg is to me, they're very interesting. They have a lot, like they simulate a lot of different species, so they gain a lot of knowledge, and they were a plague on like the universe for a very long time.
But they're space zombies, and it's kind of one note. Like I feel like they did their best Borg story. Oh, was it Best in Both Worlds? I can't remember the episode where Picard became Locutus, and then Star Trek First Contact. That was kind of the most interesting you could do it, because like when you boil it down, they're just space zombies. And I don't know. I just maybe I'm biased. I don't like zombies either. Like so.
I don't know. I feel there's definitely more potential there than like zombies. I don't know. Okay. That's my opinion. But
I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll check back later maybe after the season's ended.
Yeah, I am for the Borg being used as long as they use it properly.
Okay. I'd rather them go down further with the Romulans or do another species. Maybe something we haven't seen before, or maybe take an old species and throw a new wrinkle in. Cool. I think we need to move on, Victor.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to the old topic of the week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So this week we watched Suicide Squad.
That's right. Birds of Prey is coming out next week. So we thought we would go back and visit the movie that made us fall in love with Harley Quinn in the first place.
Wait, you fell in love with that? Okay.
I mean, love's a strong word. Victor, what did you think? Non-spoilers. Of Suicide Squad.
Honestly, I liked the first chunk of this movie, but then it starts picking up and I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Okay. I like parts of it.
Yeah. There's definitely some cool parts. There's some like good moments.
This movie also kind of sucked.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Spoiler review. I mean, who cares? This movie came out like 4 years ago or something.
I can't remember. We reviewed this movie, right?
No,
sorry.
We saw this movie.
I can't remember what I thought the first time we saw this movie.
Let's go back. Let's go back to when it came out. This was after Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Because you can definitely feel the Guardians of the Galaxy vibes in this.
Oh yeah.
And so that must have been 2015, 2014 or something like that.
Yeah.
6 years ago. Is that right?
Something like that. 2016, actually, based on Google.
Okay, so 2 years after Guardians. Yeah, this movie is just not good.
Oh, wow. This got a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. It's this was the third DC EU movie.
No.
Yeah, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, then this.
Oh, no.
So, like, it was just, like, this was when it was very cool to crap on DC because they just could not get anything right. And they were trying very hard. And this movie is, like, the definition of them trying too hard. Like, it's just too many people meddling with it. So, instead of having something good, it just makes it worse.
Mm. Too many cooks.
It's too bad because you can kind of see parts of a good movie in this, but it's been I don't know, chopped to bits, and it's just kind of inconsistent in the writing and in the editing and then the tone as well. It's trying to do what's popular at that time, and it was like it wanted to be dark and wacky at the same time, and didn't really work. I don't know. What do you think, Victor?
I don't know a lot about Suicide Squad. I know some of the characters.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Suicide Squad, but I knew
the premise of...
I knew the Batman characters.
Like, I knew the premise of, like, hey, these guys are recruited to do this, to shave off time off their sentence, and there's something there to, like, keep them there and on the mission. Yeah. I know Deadshot, kind of. Harley Quinn, Killer Croc.
I knew who Captain Boomerang was. Mm-hmm. And I only knew who Katana was because she had just debuted on the Arrow like a few weeks before.
Oh, gotcha. So like, yeah, I didn't know a lot going in, and like that's more than I knew about Guardians. But I don't know. It just felt like this movie was trying to do too many things with too many different characters, going in too many different directions.
Well, there's just no through line. I found like I think because you have Joel Kinnaman playing Rick Flag and Cara Delevingne playing Enchantress, June Moon. And
terrible name.
They should have been the main characters.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that they were that likable that they should have been, but I just story wise, they should have been the driving force between, it should have maybe started with her finding the spirit in the bottle or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, her and Rick Flag meeting, and then the relationship blossoming, and then, oh no, she goes nuts. And then that's when the Suicide Squad comes in to take her out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, maybe that was the case. And then they watched the movie and it's like, these actors kind of terrible. I don't know. Will Smith and Margot Robbie are kind of popping. Let's make the movie more about them.
Yeah, I feel like that would take a lot of balls on the studio's part to be like, hey, we have these two big actors. Let's put them in the background.
It happens all the time. And actually, Tom Hardy was supposed to play Rick Flag. He had to back out at the last minute.
Sorry, guys. I only do good movies.
Kind of dodged a bullet on that one.
I don't know. I like Joel Kinnaman.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. I know you do.
He's certainly in this movie. That's for sure. I don't know. He just has weird line readings. I just don't find him likable. Like, I don't, you know how like when you watch an actor on screen, you'd be like, I feel like I could hang out with him. Every time I watch him in something, I'm just like, I feel like I would hate him in real life.
For me, it's like he's what I expect him to be in the role that he's in.
Terrible?
No. I don't know. He's supposed to be like the authority figure. He's like the soldier. And it's like, I don't expect to see a soldier and be like, yeah, you know what? I would hang out with him. I don't expect that.
I don't know. He's supposed to be the everyman.
Yeah.
Deadshot is not supposed to be the emotional anchor of this movie. He has a
daughter, Josh.
Yeah. Did you know that David Ayer, the director, was only given 6 weeks to write the script for this?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why you got some awesome lines in it, like, "This is Katana. I wouldn't recommend getting killed by her. Her sword traps the souls of her victims."
I mean, I wouldn't have written that out to begin with.
You know what's my favorite line in this?
What?
"Lady, you are evil."
I must have spaced up at that time, okay?
Will Smith says that.
Yep. Yep. Ugh.
Yeah.
Also,
it's terrible.
Yeah, it's not a great movie. Batman shows up.
It's my favorite part of the movie.
Yep.
Ben Affleck is my favorite character in this movie.
You think it was at this point that he was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, because he actually has some good scenes in it, and this is this will be my best praise for this movie. Out of all the DC EU movies,
it's the shortest.
No, I don't know. No, my praise for it is this movie does the best at being a universe movie, I guess, like hinting at this whole wider world that we have not seen yet, and just being like, yeah, it's out there. And like, here's hints of it without it feeling forced or
completely shoehorned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're not like going through
like,
emails
or like taking up too much of the plot where you're just like, why is this isn't important.
Yeah.
Like there are some things like Joker scenes like that where you're just like, why is this in here? But the fact that like Flash shows up for like 10 seconds for Captain Boomerang's origin montage. Batman shows up for Deadshot and Harley Quinn's origins. And
yeah.
I mean, like they just do a really good job of,
I will agree with that. I will agree with that.
Like they do it better than even some Marvel movies do it, I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Civil War in the sense of the plot of this movie is directly influenced by the plot of the other movies.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although that premise does not make sense at all. The next Superman could be evil. So let's send in Harley Quinn with a baseball bat.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Or
how about Deadshot? Let's let him shoot some bullets at him.
See, Deadshot I can get because that is a very valuable skill to be able to have a very sharp marksman. Because you never know. Maybe you develop something down the line that just requires a bullet.
Kryptonite bullet?
Yeah. But like Killer Croc?
Captain Boomerang?
Fuck out of here.
Slipknot?
Oh, I forgot about him.
He can climb everything. The script did too.
Died immediately. Like, I don't need to be here. I'm out.
Like, I mean, if you're going to do that, if you're going to kill off a character like that, just to show, yeah, we're not afraid of killing off characters and this is the stakes for them if they try to escape or whatever, like treat them like he's not just there to get his head blown off. Do the fake origin for him as well. Like do like add all that character text so that when his head does blow off, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they just did that.
Give him that, and like give him a bit of a role in the beginning as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Stupid. David Harbour's in this movie. He plays a suit.
How did I miss that?
He's the guy who's just like in all of Amanda Waller's meetings.
Oh, I probably just didn't finish that. Okay. Well, okay.
Anyway, you want to run down the characters, I guess? What would you think of?
It's Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Deadshot. That's all you need.
No, there's other ones. What did you think of Amanda Waller?
I don't know.
I thought she was fine.
Yeah, she's fine. I
didn't mean fine. I thought she was good. Like,
oh,
I liked her. She's consistent with what the character is in comics.
I only know her from like the Justice League animated series. So,
oh yeah, when what's her name? CC Pounder played her.
It's a terrible name.
CCH Pounder.
Like, I like that she has a presence there and she's very commanding, but I don't care about that character.
Really? I don't know. I mean,
who played Captain Boomerang? He's the guy that
Jai Courtney.
Yeah.
It's the only movie he's good in is this movie, and it's terrible.
Because I liked him in this one. Actually, he may be my favorite character in this.
I really liked that moment where they're all in the bar at the end, and Rick Flag comes up and he like smashes the PDA or whatever that has all their blow up chips, and he's like, "You guys can go if you want." And Boomerang just grabs his beers and leaves. Yeah, I love that. I thought it would have been so great if he just didn't come back.
Mm-hmm. But he does.
That would have been so much better. And that would have made more sense of why he's getting the solitary confinement at the end, where everyone else has their like espresso machines and visits with their daughters and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like he's left screaming in a padded cell.
I wonder if that was originally the thing. He's like, no, I want a piece of the final battle, guys, please. Write me in.
Yeah. What about Deadshot? What did you think of him?
He's fine. I liked him. I like, well, to be, I don't despise. I like Will Smith. He's just an entertaining character.
Very charismatic fella.
Yeah, but I don't care too much about.
I will say I was indifferent to Deadshot until this movie. I remember Will Smith is the very reason I like Deadshot. So now that when I see Deadshot show up in other media, I'm like, oh, it's Deadshot. So
it's pretty good.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on Will Smith for that. As we mentioned, I liked his origins with Batman. And
yeah. And like that initial demonstration of his abilities. And he like set up all those weird mirrors.
Yeah. His what is it called? Recoil plates, remember?
Sure. Let's go.
Ricochet plates. Yeah.
Joker, I hated.
Yeah. Let's spend a few minutes here on Joker because it's Jared Leto. I think it's safe to say the jury has come back, and Jared Leto's Joker is the worst Joker.
He's definitely the worst Joker.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, good on him for taking a big swing, but he fouled.
Like, yeah, I feel like there was room for it. I think the tattoos and the teeth kind of ruined it for me.
I think it was Mr. Sunday from Mr. Sunday Movies who pointed out, like the grills kind of make sense. Like if he's been fighting Batman for years, that Batman has just punched his teeth out that many times that he just has grills now.
Yeah.
But the tattoos, it's kind of like little on the nose, like the damaged one across his forehead. I mean, everyone has.
I love the big smile on his hand.
Oh, I didn't like that.
Oh, I feel like if used better, it would have been really cool. But the ha-ha-has all over his like body.
Well, and also it's just, like, I'm sure he was uncomfortable to be around on set.
Wasn't he sending his like castmates like dead rats and shit? Used condoms?
I remember hearing, dead rats. The condoms weren't used. They were open.
That's better.
It's not like he was, just leaving a donation and then giving it to somebody. He gave a Killer Croc or the Adewale, whatever his name is. He gave him a roast pig or something like that. He gave Will Smith some bullets. Anyway, the point I was trying to say was, like there's that scene with Ike Barinholtz or whatever, the prison guard, where he's in like the back room from after gambling,
Yeah.
And Joker kind of comes in and he's kind of like touching him all over the place like that. And then at one point he sits on his lap.
Yeah.
And Ike says something like, "Oh man," like that.
Mhm.
I feel like that was genuine. Like they had not rehearsed that.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Jared Leto was very unsettling on set, and they're like, "This is going to be great."
Yeah.
And then when you see it on scene, you don't have that uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you don't know the history. You haven't gone through everything that like the cast has. And you haven't seen everything.
It's also like, while I liked the prison guard's character, I don't care if he got his head blown off in that scene, right? Like you don't care. Like you're not, "Ooh, what's going to happen to him?" Because you don't care.
I guess it's supposed to be like a demonstration of like the Joker's presence.
It doesn't work though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
also the whole like blinged out gangster thing.
Again, like he has a very unique take on it, and I'll give him credit. It's completely different from every other Joker we've seen at this point, but I don't think it works overall. Also, he's not charming and likable enough that you could see Harley Quinn falling in love with him.
I mean, she is kind of a psycho.
I know there is that part of it, and there's obviously like some history there of like maybe her dad beat her or something like that. Like she's just like, yeah, this abusive guy. That seems like a good idea. But yeah, like
there's no charm though. You don't see any hint of it that like,
because just to be clear, we watched the extended cut, so there's a few extra scenes in there for those of you at home. But there's a scene in it where they're conducting an interview, like she's doing a psychiatric interview on him, and he's just like, "Hey, I want you to get me something." And she goes, "Oh yeah, what's that?" "A machine gun." And there's no seduction or anything like that. And then the next couple scenes we see is her just pining and chasing after him, and him literally going like, "Ugh," and putting his hand over his eyes, like, look away. I don't know. I wonder how much of their relationship is on the cutting room floor.
Well, didn't they say a lot of his scenes were cut out? He wasn't pretty upset about that. He made a big scuff about it.
Because it's just not there. Like you don't see him. Because I imagine what happened was Joker seduced her to get out of Arkham. Yeah. Right. And then, but every scene we see with them together in the past is either him trying to desperately to avoid her, or it's a scene where he's literally giving her to Common, and Common's like, "I don't want to sleep with your woman."
Don't be weird, bro.
Yeah.
This Joker just feels like the kid who went overboard with the theme of the party.
Yeah. Like he's just spent a little bit too much time at Hot Topic.
Yeah, like you can do it in a very like subtle way to still convey the same kind of character you're going after.
Well, even like that scene with Common, like Joker's just sitting in a club. Yeah. Like, and watching Harley Quinn dance. And like, that didn't feel very Joker to me. Like there's no scenario where anyone can relax while in a room with Joker. Right. So like him just showing up, like sitting in a club, and everyone else is just like, yeah, let's drink and dance and have fun. Yeah. Like that doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. By the way, Joker has nothing to do with the plot. No. Whatsoever.
If you like took him out 100%, movie would be a little bit better because it'd be shorter.
Should we talk about Harley Quinn?
Yeah, sure. She's fine. I liked her. I like Margot Robbie. I like this version of the character. I like that it's different from like the black and red and white outfit.
It's weird. It's weird watching it now, just like post Me Too movement, where like even just comparing like Harley Quinn's costumes from what we've seen of Birds of Prey and this movie. Like, did you know they digitally hiked up her shorts even higher? They could show more of her butt.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the guy to give that order or that request?
Jeez. Yeah. It's just interesting seeing that outfit and then
her outfits now and
where they get the same message across, but they're not overly sexual.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I like the blue and the pink hair, although going back and seeing it now after Halloween had passed, It's like I've seen enough Harley Quinn to be like, I am sick of this. I don't want to see any more of it.
Like every female, like you'd see, little girls all the way up to like 45-year-old women dressed up as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, if y'all could stop, that'd be great.
And the best part is seeing people like waiting at the train station on November 1st, and they still have the dyed ponytails. Like,
oh, I wonder where you were. Actually, one character stood up for me, Killer Croc.
Yeah?
Because his head looked massive.
So not a good way.
No. Absolutely. Every time I saw him, I was like, that guy's got a big... Oh, it's Killer Croc. Okay. Because I guess they did like his makeup and prosthetics, but they didn't bulk up any other parts of him.
Yeah. I was thinking that
he's like a bobblehead.
Because that it doesn't really seem like a big head when he's got all his hoods and stuff on. But as soon as he takes his shirt off, you're like, man, you got a giant head. Yeah. And it's like, why couldn't you just?
He's like the opposite of a Goomba from like that like 90s Mario movie.
Yeah. What did you think of his character though?
That's fine. I like that he's like, I don't want to say big brother, but like he kind of was.
Oh yeah. I liked all like the bits with him in prison. Where like people would show up and then he would just like grab a guy, like grab a guard and pull him underwater. And they'd be like, is that the new guy?
They're just so used to it.
Yeah. It was cool seeing Killer Croc. I always liked the giant version of him that they did in Arkham Asylum though. Yeah, he was okay. One of the few characters from the original who's not coming back for the James Gunn version. Yeah,
he's probably sick of wearing like 10 pounds of makeup and prosthetics on his face.
Did you know that this movie has won an Oscar, Victor?
Okay.
For makeup.
Oh, what? Why?
For Killer Croc. I mean, I hope that's the reason why.
Okay. I feel like I can name a bunch of other movies if I saw a list of movies from that year.
I remember being upset when they won, but at the same time, it was shortly afterwards. I was like, oh yeah, I guess they had Killer Croc. Okay, it wasn't just
Enchantress, I guess.
Joker and his tattoos. Man, freaking Enchantress. What a terrible villain.
Yep.
Just,
I like the special effects they gave her to make her really like jittery.
You liked that dance she does?
Not necessarily the dance, but like, I don't know, the special effect they used on it to make it look very like ethereal. Does that make sense?
Okay. I liked the version, like her original form version. Like when she was really like caked with mud and stuff.
Yeah.
And like there was like almost a dark mist kind of floating around her. I really like that, but
she's like that Charlie Brown character. She's just dirty.
Yeah, and then she turns into a special effects character, and I'm pretty sure again, like Cara Delevingne was not doing a good job because her voice is dubbed. That is not her voice.
Really?
Doing the evil.
You're sure it's not just like her voice, like edited like crazy?
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Shame.
Why is that a shame? It made the movie 0.5% better. I'm all for it.
When you're so bad, they don't want to use your voice.
Well, yeah. I mean, also this movie was filmed in Toronto.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until you mentioned it to me.
Really? Like the whole end of the movie takes place in Union Station?
Yeah. It's weird. When I seen a movie like shot in Toronto, I don't recognize it, but there's something that's like, there's something about this that's off because it's not shot in New York.
Have you ever been to New York?
No, that is on the list.
I've been there once, and it's weird walking around because there's a familiarity to it all because of all the movies you've seen.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've never been here before, but I feel like I have.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Yeah. There's so many like little dumb things in this movie that tick me off. The things that I did like about this movie, Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Jai Courtney to an extent. I did like Killer Croc, actually. He was the right level of ridiculous.
Yeah. I feel like most characters, mostly everything here in terms of characters kind of hover at the, they're fine level for me.
Yeah. I think they had some really good characters, but a terrible script and a terrible
Can you imagine that
movie to be in.
We have a bunch of money for you to write this script, but you only have 6 weeks. And it better be good. Because everything else we've produced is god awful.
That's why there's like more than one scene of Amanda Waller introducing the team.
Oh, right. Yes.
Let's talk about the music, because the music is ridiculous of how many bass drops there are, or needle drops, I should say.
So it's like you said, it's very catered to the time period and what was popular.
Well, it's all the obvious songs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it has a, I don't know. I can't think of another word other than obvious. It's like, oh, they're in Louisiana. Let's play House of the Rising Sun. And like, oh, Harley Quinn's crazy. Let's play
it's like the
You
opposite
Don't Own
of
Me.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Where it doesn't really have a character to the soundtrack. It's just kind of like,
well, we need some kind of music. So what's good right now? That.
Yeah. Do you remember the trailer for this movie?
Yeah.
There was a really well-made trailer to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Okay. Yeah.
And like they had like sound effects that would play along with the music. Mm-hmm. And like it kind of revolutionized trailers. Like we still are in the effects of that trailer.
Interesting.
But the problem was it sold the movie as something completely different than what it was.
Good.
Right? But here's the thing. So Warner Brothers released the trailer and everyone's like all excited about the trailer. And they're like, crap, the movie is not this trailer. I know. We'll get the trailer company to come in and edit the movie.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened. And so that's why you have so many needle drops. That's why you have like all this disjointed, quick editing where you literally have scenes of people standing and then the shot cuts and then they're sitting, and purposefully jarring cuts.
Mm-hmm. Yikes. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So they took whatever David Ayer had, which I'm sure was probably more dark and gritty and not so much Guardians of the Galaxy, and had the trailer team come in and be like, edit it like it's your trailer.
So lie?
Do me a favor. Ruin this movie for us.
Sold.
Make it more like Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool.
All right, Deadpool.
Anyway, so we have now watched and had conversations about Man of Steel, Batman v Superman,
Justice League
Squad.
Did we do Justice League already?
No, not yet. I think that's the last one we have.
No.
And Aquaman and Shazam. How does this rank for you out of the DC EU movies?
I'd say very close to the bottom, but maybe not last.
What would be the bottom?
It's up in the air between Justice League and Batman v Superman. Like the three of those.
I think our last conversation helped me appreciate Batman v Superman a little bit more. Like it's still like a terrible movie and I hated the last half of it, but like it really made me appreciate the good parts of the movie.
Like there's definitely more good parts in those other two movies, but I don't know. I don't think I was as because I'm not watching characters I love. I don't recognize all the mistakes that they're making with these characters. Like when they killed Superman, that was a terrible way to do it. So the shittier parts are worse in those movies because I know the origin.
Okay, and you see, okay.
Yeah.
I'd say this is probably the worst one for me.
Yeah.
Justice League is definitely down there. I have to watch that again because I remember not liking it, but I don't remember specifically why. But yeah, this movie is not good. Not good at all.
It's not good, man.
I'll give it credit. At the time that it came out, it was something that, like the premise of it with a bad guy team doing good guy things, that was kind of original and creative and unique for the genre.
Yeah.
We hadn't really seen that, at least in the new era of the superhero boom.
I will toss this into the category of movies that nobody asked for.
Yeah, this movie could have been really good.
Yes,
it could have been, and I just don't understand. Like Warner Brothers was just so gung ho on trying to catch up with what Marvel was doing that
focused on the end goal and not the process.
Well, I just don't understand why they would hire like David Ayer and even Zack Snyder to an extent and like not let them do what they want to do. Like they come in and they meddle and they ruin the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's too bad, but I don't know. We'll see next week what could have been maybe with Birds of Prey. We'll see if that's any better. Did you read the reactions this week?
No, I haven't.
They're overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, but it was also overwhelmingly positive for like Batman v Superman.
That is true, and I also didn't recognize any of the critics who were saying it was good. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about this next movie coming up.
All right.
I will watch it because I'm curious, but I don't care.
Making you?
Yes. If it was up to me, we'd go see what's it called?
Yep.
What was that movie I mentioned?
I don't know.
I mentioned a movie to you this week.
I know you did.
Dang it, Josh. Made me sound like an ass.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have any other thoughts on Suicide Squad, Victor?
Oh, I'm so happy it's over. Moving on.
We only have one more bad DC movie. Yeah, and then we're all caught up.
Anyways, let us know what you think about this movie.
Or don't. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been said. This was at the height of like the Snyder fanboys of if you didn't like something,
you're wrong.
It's because you're a Marvel shill and you just want to see DC fail. It's not because the movie's bad. It's because you just decided it was bad before you watched it.
And after you watched it.
Yeah. And so I've heard all the arguments for and against this movie of why it's what it is.
Listen, my eyes, just because you're the first one to do it doesn't mean it's great. So yeah, can't rely on that.
Anyway, or do. I mean, share your opinion.
Comment whatever you want.
That's what the internet's for. Shout at the top of your lungs.
Yeah.
Tell us we're wrong. Tell Victor he's wrong.
I get that a lot.
Tell him to go back to China.
Anyways, if you want to get in touch with us directly, you can email us at averageuninformed@gmail.com. And we'll talk to you next week with Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.